Hello YouTube, welcome to the dojo, you're Cybertron. I'm in a Boxetron Delivery. It's already all out of the box. I originally filmed me doing an unboxing, but that footage got messed up or something. I don't know, it's just not loading properly and to my iMovie and YouTube and stuff. It's just not like going the way I want it. So I'm going to refilm it, hopefully this will work better. I'll shorten it up just because I talked a lot about a lot of stuff. So that'll help. So I did get Megatron Origins. This isn't actually like one of my regular unboxings. I did go on Amazon and buy a bunch of graphic novels, the IDW stuff, older stuff, just because I hadn't read it, wanted to. Lots of references in the current comics. They're just like, like typical of any comic book series. There's always references to older stuff. So I got back into older stuff that I hadn't read before, that I only read bits and pieces of, just so I can understand better on what's going on. So yes. Megatron's origins, pretty obvious what this is about. This is about the origins of Megatron. Starts off as a miner, and he's just, the Senate is in charge of Cybertron, and it's pretty much a caste system where the leaders are in charge. Everybody pretty much, whatever your alt mode is, that's how they're called, functionalist. Whatever your alt mode is, that's pretty much what your job is. So if you're big and bulky, you turn into a steam shovel, you're gonna be a construction worker. So Megatron is a miner. He works on the energon mines, and basically the Senate is corrupt, and they're saying they're pretty much getting rid of all those miners and stuff. That's how it starts off. Pretty much like a normal corporate business where let's just pretend like they're like an American businessman, and they're saying, okay, we're moving overseas. Sorry guys, peace. You guys aren't needed anymore. You're basically fired, but they're trying to do it in like a way that you're supposed to be thankful for. And they weren't crazy about that, just like, normal people aren't. So that's basically what happens there, is they're supposed to be moved on, to bigger and better things, but they weren't having it. And Megatron gets pissed, throws his pickaxe at the senator, and a whole revolution starts. He's originally getting sent to a prison place. Or like he's getting sent to like a prison penal colony, and Frenzy and Rumble are actually there, and they help him get out, make a little breakout, and just keeps going, snowballing from there. He's becomes a gladiator in the Chaos pits, and he ends up running the gladiatory pits, and that's when the Autobots come in. They want to stop it, these illegal battles that are being shown all over Cybertron. They're trying to stop it. And that's where he comes to power. He rises up and all that, and he starts becoming a Decepticon leader. And yeah, so basically, the Senate is corrupt. Megatron's not having it. He starts a revolution. That's pretty much like how things go. He starts off as just a lowly miner, at the bottom of the caste system, and he rises up to power just because he's tired of the way things are being run. So yeah. Next up, I got all three of there's a 3-part saga here. We have Transformer Autocracy. This is where Megatron. This takes place right after Origins. So basically, it's with Optimus Prime, and the way it works, not like only him, but the way it works is, in Origins, Sentinel Prime is killed. I believe, yeah, Sentinel Prime is killed by Megatron. He is the Prime in charge. Now we have Zeta Prime. He takes over, and he's like killing off civilians for their use of energon and all that. Pretty much doesn't care. He is just like demolishing everybody who's in his way, just getting rid of all, like, pretty much what he considers like everyone like beneath him. So he's trying to get rid of if they can be used to power like his own machines and all that, he's gonna. So like he was just like on the rampage. And Optimus, at the time, Orion Pax and Hound and Prowl and Bumblebee and Ironhide, they were like a police force, law enforcers working under the Senate. And then Hot Rod actually opens their eyes up to what's actually going on, so they take a stand. They join with Megatron to take him down. Megatron ends up killing Orion Pax. Pretty much just takes over power. Like, it wasn't really like Megatron was fighting for peace or anything. He just fought to take over power, and now he's at the top, and Decepticons are in charge. Orion Pax ends up damaged, finding the Matrix. He's led to the Matrix by his own, not like, I guess, will. Like the Matrix draws him in, and that's how he obtains the Matrix of leadership. Becomes an actual Prime, because the thing is, all those other Primes, Zeta Prime and Sentinel Prime, they were in Primes just in name. That was it. They didn't actually have the Matrix. Optimus now has the Matrix. he finds Blaster, so that way Blaster can make a radio message to all over Cybertron and beyond, saying, hey, this is what's up, this is what's going on, pick a side, not pick a side, but like, join me, stand up for your planet, your home, let's fight for freedom. And that's pretty much how he gets like the Autobots going, and they come up, and they stop Megatron. He rises Metroplex from the ground. They find Metroplex, rise him from the ground, and they take down Megatron. And I guess they're at peace. I guess they technically, like, their war has started. At this point, the war has started. There's Autobots and Decepticons. I guess they're right now they're at peace, and I guess it hasn't quite escalated beyond that. So that's where Monstrosity comes in. I just started reading that, so I don't know exactly the details. I know it's pretty much like they're working on peace and reforming the government that's going on. Scorponok takes over as a Decepticon leader, or at least he tries to, and that's as far as I've gotten, I think. It's basically like the movie. It's pretty much just like they had actually a good amount of scenes that were from the movie, the 1986, I think it was, movie, where Megatron's about to kill, like Optimus is about to show mercy. He has a gun or he has his blaster at Megatron, and Megatron sees that little gun off to the side hidden in the rubble, and then he's like, show mercy, and then like Hot Rod sees that he's gonna shoot. He sees the gun, and he jumps at Megatron, and he's like, no, Optimus, blah. He gets in the way, and that's when Megatron kills Optimus. But in this book, they changed it, and Optimus is like, Hot Rod, get out of the way, and he's just like, all right, and Hot Rod jumps out of the way, and Optimus shoots Megatron, and he doesn't end up dying. So they changed it, so it is interesting to see that, like, what if this happened? There's another scene where Megatron's dying, and they're in Astro Train's shuttle bay thing, and Scorponok's there, and Starscream's there, and they show that scene where originally it was Starscream who was just like, oh, Megatron's dead, bye-bye, and then he's not actually dead, Megatron's like, I'm still alive, and he's like, I don't give a crap. That's basically what happens, and he throws him out. But this time they switched it, and they had Scorponok do that, where he's just like, let's get rid of him, and Megatron's like, I still function, and he's like, not anymore, tosses him. And yeah, so it's interesting how they're showing like movie stuff that happened there. They just tweak it a little, but it's interesting. Like, it's like straight out of that same lines, everything. Just maybe swap the characters around a little bit, but cool. And then it ends with Primacy. Again, I'm not really sure what goes on with this, but this is a 3-parter. So it goes Origins, and then these 3 is another set. Here we have next up Maximum Dinobots. I don't really know what this is about. All I know is it has to do with Dinobots. So I was like, yeah, I can get on board with that. And I like the art. The art's really well done on this, so I'm excited. Wow, I really like the art. So I think this is the same artist who did Last Stand of the Wreckers, if I'm not mistaken. So that's cool. But yeah, so I was really curious about what's going on with this, so I decided to pick it up, and I did. And then also I have coming in, I haven't got it yet, there's still more coming in the mail, but there's another 3-parter. It's Transformers, I think it's Infiltration, and then next up is Escalation, and then, I think it's Devastation, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, this is, I think, the second in the line. I think it's supposed to be Infiltration first, so obviously I'm not even going to bother reading this until those come in, so hopefully those will be in Tuesday after Memorial Day, I'm hoping. I don't know. They got delayed, like, a lot for some reason. Like, everything got delayed a lot. I don't know why, but finally got them all. So, that's nice. Well, I will have them all, but yeah. So this is basically, there's something going on Earth. There's, like, some giant, I guess it's conspiracy or something going on Earth that the Autobots and the Decepticons are involved with, and yeah, that's all as far as I know. But yeah, I'm curious to see what's going on with that too, so that's cool. I already have an idea of what the next set of books I want to get, but there's that. And then obviously we have here the complete All Hail Megatron. This is freaking thick. Look at that. I mean, I know All Hail Megatron is like 4, maybe 5 graphic novels put into one, or it's like a 4-part graphic novel. So when you get like the hardcover, it is quite a behemoth. So this is really cool. I like this. I did not realize the hardcover is going to look so nice. So really glad I got it. I wish the condition was a little better. It is, used more than I thought it was, even though it's listed as new, which is annoying. All these were listed as new, but they still have little scuffages and stuff. But not too bad. Still looks very nice. I cleaned it up as best I could, so very nicely done. I'm glad to have it. I just flipped through it, and I saw panels that I recognized, just like famous panels and stuff that you see online and stuff. So that was cool. I'm really excited for this, especially how thick it is. Like, this is going to keep me busy for a while, so that's awesome. So cool. Another thing I want to talk about. Now we're done with that. Next part I want to talk about, like, the reason I want to do this video is because there's a lot going on Transformers wise, like toy wise, that just happened this past couple days. Started with Thursday night. So I get home from work around 4, or probably more like 5:30. Get home from work around like 5:30. Go on my computer, Cybertron, and it says that Quickslinger and Breakneck are going to be on BBTS, Big Bad Toy Store, at I think midnight, 12 o'clock Eastern Time, which for West Coast is 9 p.m. I believe it was Eastern Time. I could be wrong, but I think it said Eastern Time. Everyone was like, what time code? What time code? And I'm like, it said right there. It either said Pacific or Eastern. I don't remember. But it definitely said there, so I don't know why everyone was asking, but doesn't matter. But yeah, so I was like prepared if it was I believe it was Eastern Time, because I remember thinking like, okay, 9 o'clock, I'll be ready by 9 p.m. Perfect. And around 8:30, I don't know, I haven't been able to sleep well recently. Like, now I have. Like, these past couple days, I've been sleeping a lot better. But before, for the past couple weeks, I haven't been able to sleep well. And I'm sure it has something to do with my work schedule or my eating patterns. It's something like that where I'm adjusting. Because I did get my sleeping patterns really did, like, get bad once I got my new job, just because I don't think I was used to it, because it was a lot different. You know, I'm driving way out farther. I'm working way different hours and all that, so I think it was just kind of that what was killing me, which is like, and I'm working a lot harder this job. There's a lot more manual labor than my other job, so I think it was just like a combination of me being really tired and then having to work these certain hours, and then also like because of that I was eating at different times. I think that might have affected it too. So I wasn't really sleeping well. I'd wake up like in the middle of the night like 3 or 4 times and just wasn't having it. So Thursday night I'm getting ready about 8:30 p.m. I'm knocked out. Like, I was halfway through my dinner. I didn't even get to finish dinner. I was just chilling, laying down, watching something on. I think I was on YouTube or Netflix or something. I think I was on Netflix. I was watching like an anime or something. I got knocked out. Fell asleep. Woke up like maybe 1 or 2 or 3 times still, but I was pretty much like, those were just like very like slightly just coming into conscious and back out. But I was gone till like 8:30 the next morning. Like a solid 12 hours. Greatest night of sleep ever. I woke up fresh. I don't think I've ever felt so fresh. Oh, I felt great. So I go on my computer. I totally forgot. I woke up and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm fresh. I feel good. And then I was like, oh, crap. I totally forgot. You know, Quickslinger and Breakneck. So I look at my email, and TF Source sent me a notice saying that they're going to have those, like, the pre-orders had come online for that. I was like, ah, crap. And I go on. I was only able to get Breakneck on TF Source. I did go to BBTS, and I got a Quickslinger. So I was like, awesome. But before that, when I was like TF Source, they had more pre-order listings that they didn't even email me about. Now that I think about it, but glad I went anyway, because they had the Platinum Edition, 2 different Platinum Editions, one being Blaster and Perceptor. Awesome. I knew about that one for a couple months now. I knew that was coming, so I was like ready for that. I was like, awesome, glad the pre-orders are finally up. Bam, pre-ordered. Another thing I got pre-ordered that I had out of nowhere. I didn't even know this was coming. I hadn't heard any rumors, nothing. It was just there, and I jumped on it. G1 Reissue Platinum Edition Triptychon. Wow, that was awesome. I saw that, and I immediately went for it. And I was so glad I did, because it actually sold out. I was surprised. So what happened was I pre-ordered it. Both of them. I pre-ordered everything, got everything good. I was happy. I was solid. I got everything I wanted. I got the Breakneck and Quickslinger, which I was a little concerned about. But honestly, I'm not so concerned anymore about anyone getting it, just because I think because they were released earlier than their actual street date, that's why people were concerned, because only Amazon was showing it, and then Walmart was showing it. And I think people were concerned about, like, it wasn't going to be a full retail release, so they were worried about if they were going to get it or not. So, because it was already released for May 22nd, which it was. That's when all these, Target, they announced Target had pre-order listings, Toys R Us had pre-order listings. So it was becoming, TF Source, Big Bad Toy Store. Everyone was starting to have it. So I think the issue was Amazon and Walmart jumped the gun. So people were like, oh crap, is it going to be exclusive? Oh no, like I didn't get it. I'm going to have to fussle around with going on eBay and all that. So I think now that everywhere has it, I don't think really we have to worry about it being scarce. So that's good. So anyways, yeah, so I got those. I was glad. And then, the G1 Perceptor and Blaster, really glad I pre-ordered those. I've been waiting for those for a while, because those are 2 of my favorite Autobots. I think my favorite, hands down, is Ironhide. I don't know why. Whenever I think of my favorite, Ironhide comes to mind. I like the color scheme. I like the attitude, the old-timer, fighter. I like the design. So I like the van mode. I think that's, it's simple, but I like it. You don't really see that these days. So yeah, I think I'd have to say Ironhide would probably be one of my favorites. So when they But Perceptor and Blaster definitely are up there just because of the uniqueness. I really like the uniqueness of I really like the uniqueness of Perceptor's microscope mode. That's awesome. That's freaking awesome because you definitely don't see that these days. Other than I think it was Dark of the Moon where they had like there were like little cheap things, but like the camcorder. They had like the German scientist Decepticon microscope. They had those like little things, but it wasn't anything like too special. They were like Legends class or whatever. Nothing crazy, but really you do not see the things like Megatron's gun mode. You don't see Perceptor's microscope mode. You don't see the Reflector's camera mode. So stuff like that I like to get just because I think it's cool. It's unique because back in the original G1 series, Transformers wasn't cars and planes and tanks and all that like exclusively like it is now. It was whatever they did. The whole thing was they transform into anything. Like in the first episode, I think it was the first episode, Soundwave turned into a freaking lamppost on Cybertron as he was hiding out by Autobot HQ as a lamppost. Like I said, they turned into anything. So I like the stuff like that because you don't see that now. It's always just cars, dinosaurs, beast creatures, animals sometimes, and then standard cars, planes, tanks, whatever. Even like aquatic vessels are pretty rare among like Transformers. So if we get those, that's cool. But yeah, so like I said, Blaster and Perceptor both very unique when it comes to that. Blaster turns into a boombox, Perceptor turns into a microscope. So that's awesome. So they were some of my favorites. Also, again, I just like them personality-wise. I like Perceptor. He's like, microscope, really cool guy, like chill. He's the genius. Probably more so than Wheeljack, I want to say. I mean, I liked him for that. Also, I think they added slides that you can put in the Perceptor's microscope mode. So they have like these. I saw like pictures, and it looks like they have like little red and purple splotches on like the slide, so you can actually use the microscope mode like as a functioning microscope, like they did in the G1 toy. And they actually have slides now, which I'm assuming is gonna be something like a tech spec thing, something like that, where it'll just like you look at it and you're like, oh, cool, like little hidden gem or whatever, Easter egg. So that's cool. And then yeah, Perceptor, he comes with Eject, Ramhorn, and Steeljaw. So that's awesome because I do not have those. That's really awesome. I wish he came with Rewind just to complete the set. But glad that we at least get those three. I'll find them somehow. One day, one of these days. I do have the Decepticons, Cassetticons, I guess. I have the dinosaur. I don't remember his name. Drawing a blank, like Power something. I want to say his name Power's in there. Overpower? Overpower? I want to say Overpower. I don't know. Something. He was the T-Rex guy, the blue and white T-Rex. I have Frenzy, Rumble, and Laserbeak. So I have the G1 of those, the reissue. I was going to get Slugfest, and I think that came with Ravage and Rewind and Eject. I don't exactly remember. I ordered off a TF Source, but then they sent me an email saying, like, oh, sorry, we don't actually have this. I was like, oh, that sucks. But whatever. So at least I got those. So I'm trying to work on like my G1 stuff best as I can. I'm really hoping they do like, because I really want to get the G1 Optimus Prime, just because there's a good amount of reissues out there. Like it's pretty easy to find a reissue of Optimus Prime and Ultra Magnus and Sideswipe and Astro Chain. I'm just like, and Soundwave. Like they've done reissues of those, and those are pretty easy to find. But I'm really hoping, like, because it seems like the big thing with the Platinum Edition is sets. They're doing sets of them. Like they had the Conehead sets, but you got that. The Insecticon sets, they did that. Perceptor and Blaster, they did that. So I'm hoping they do like an Optimus Prime / Megatron set. That would be cool. I could definitely see them doing that. And then like maybe a Hot Rod / Rodimus and Ultra Magnus set. I could see them doing that. I think that would be really cool. So I'm kind of holding off on Optimus just because I wouldn't put it past them to do a set like that. I don't know. Or maybe like an Optimus Ultra Magnus set. But just in case, I'm holding off. Anyways, so there's that. And then with Trypticon, like I said, totally out of left field. I didn't hear any rumors. I know, like, I'm pretty sure other people did, but I didn't know about that, so that was really awesome for me. The fact that they made him Platinum Edition, that just opened up doors. Like, that pre-order sold out so quick, because originally when I saw the pre-order, I went on Cybertron, I saw comments, and a lot of people thought it was cool, but they weren't going to go for it because of the $200 price point. And to that I have to say, like, yes, that's expensive for, you know, a G1 reissue, but at the same time, where are you going to find an unopened, unstickered, fully functioning, every piece is there, G1 Trypticon? Where are you going to find that for $200? nowhere. Like $5, $6, $7, $800. I want to say like $500 minimum. You're gonna find a complete Trypticon with like unopened and all that. Minimum 500. So for $200, that's not too bad. So I'm okay with that. Another thing is people are like, you know, they're saying like, yeah, it's cool, but I don't feel the need for this, or I'll wait for this to get this one, or maybe this will lower the price on this, so blah blah blah. And like, there's only like 2 or 3 people who are like, yeah, I'm totally getting this. But I thought that was interesting. But when I went to school, came back a couple hours later, and pre-orders were gone, so that's good. So it's sold out, so that means that we're solid on that. There's no worries about it not being released, because clearly people want it, so it'd be stupid not to. So that's good. Another thing is, if they can release a G1 Trypticon for $200, a giant playset thing, motorized, whatever, like for $200, that's saying people will buy it. Which means they probably can do Metroplex. And same price point, maybe a little less, because I don't think he had any motorized function. Because I'm pretty sure Trypticon has a motorized function, doesn't he? Doesn't he have like a walking function? Fairly certain. I could be wrong, but I think he does. But yeah, Metroplex, they could totally release him, because if Trypticon's going to sell, Metroplex will definitely sell. The Rivals, it's perfect. That'll go for sure. So I wouldn't doubt it. If they're going to release Trypticon, I wouldn't doubt it if they have a Metroplex. I'd be super excited for that. Maybe a Scorponok. Hey, I'll buy it if they're going to release it. Hopefully, I've heard rumors that they're, like, these are not rumors. They're not really rumors, more like just people talking just to see, you know, what comes up. But there could be a Dinobot, you know, G1 set. I would totally buy that. I know everyone would totally buy that. They're really awesome. So they're you know, some of the bigger guns of the Autobot team. So they would for sure sell. And I don't see why they don't do that at all. And then they could keep doing sets. You know, have another. They already did Predaking reissue 2010, and then I think they had a Platinum Edition a couple years later. So they're not shy about, you know, doing sets that have already been reissued, obviously, because Perceptor and Blaster have also been reissued, but they're still doing this Platinum Edition set. So why not do Devastator? Just give us another chance to buy that. I'll buy one. Hell, I for sure will buy one. Menasor and pretty much any combiner. Make that a set, Platinum Edition. I'll buy it. So that'd be awesome. So yeah, these are just ideas that I don't see why they wouldn't do it. Another thing about the fact that Trypticon sold so well, and that the fact that they're doing it, maybe that'll open the idea that people want a Trypticon, and he's a big, you know, he's actually a big character that people want, and maybe they'll do maybe not a Titan class, but maybe somewhere between Titan and Leader class of a Generations Trypticon. Because the reason I say not Titan class is because he's not as big as Metroplex in the video game. So, you know, Metroplex was a city in the video game, and then Trypticon was a giant, like, orbital satellite cannon. He wasn't a city. So I could see them doing, between Leader and Titan, I could see them doing a Trypticon of that. And I think they can do it just because this opens the idea that people will want Trypticon, and that he's such a big thing. And people have been asking for that for a while. People have been wanting a Trypticon that turns into the Nemesis from the video game for years, since the War of Cybertron game, that people have been asking for that. And once Fall of Cybertron was announced,